Good morning, students. Myself, Dr. Archana Thorat, and today we are going to discuss about the environmental law questions. The first question is, what is environmental pollution? Explain kinds, causes, effects of environmental pollution. So before going to start writing your answer, you have to write down the synopsis. So synopsis will be as follows. First, introduction. Second, definition of environmental pollution and pollutant. Then third will be kinds of environmental pollution, then causes of environmental pollution, then effects of environmental pollution, and last will be the control measures, and at last there will be conclusion. So let us start the discussion relating to what is mean by environmental pollution. Explain kinds, causes, effects of environmental pollution. So, in introduction, you have to write down environmental pollution is the contamination of physical and biological components of the Earth's atmosphere, land, or water system to an extent that normal environmental processes are adversely affected. So, due to contamination, which may be by way of physical and biological components, the Earth's atmosphere, land, or water system may be adversely affected. So primarily caused by human activities. So environmental pollution primarily caused by the human activities like industrialization, then burning fossil fuels and improper waste disposal. It results in severe health issues, biodiversity losses, and ecological degradation. So you have to write down these points in your introduction. Then let us move towards the second point, which is relating to definition. So what is mean by environmental pollution? It is the contamination of the physical and biological components of the environment to such an extent that normal environmental processes are adversely affected. So what is mean by pollutant? A pollutant is any substance that contaminates air, water, soil, etc. and damages their quality. So you have to write down in definition the environmental pollution definition as well as what is mean by pollutant. So let us move towards the next aspect, which is relating to kinds of environmental pollution. So there are various kinds of environmental pollution. First is air pollution. Uh, Contamination of the atmosphere by harmful gases is known as air pollution. So it is, for example, particulate matter and smokes are responsible for air pollution. So you have to write down 2 to 4 lines under all these kinds of environmental pollution. Second is water pollution. Contamination of water bodies, for example, oceans, lakes, rivers, by industrial effluents, sewage, and agricultural runoff. So, by way of all these industrial, agricultural effluents, the contamination of water bodies occur, and water pollution became the crucial problem nowadays. Next is soil or land pollution. So degradation of land surfaces due to improper disposal of solid waste, plastic, and excessive use of fertilizers or pesticides are the reasons for the soil or land pollution in India. So next kind of pollution is noise pollution, which means excessive or unpleasant sounds from transportation, industrial activities, and machineries. Next is thermal pollution, which is known as sudden increase or decrease in the temperature of a natural body of water such as an ocean, lake, river, or pond. And the radioactive pollution is one of the part of the pollution, and the nuclear pollution or radiation pollution can be defined as the release of high energy particles into the air, water, or surface. So it damages genetic material and causes long-term health effects. Next kind of pollution is marine pollution. So, marine pollution can be defined as the introduction of substances to the marine environment directly or indirectly by humans, resulting in resulting in adverse effects such as hazards to human health, obstruction of marine activities, and lowering the quality of seawater. So marine pollution is one of the important pollution which has been caused due to the human interference in the seawater. Next is plastic pollution. It is the contamination of the environment with plastic waste such as discarded plastic items and debris. Next pollution is light pollution. It refers to excessive artificial light that can disrupt ecosystems and nocturnal activities. The effects of light pollution include disturbance to wildlife, sleep disorders in humans, and interference with astronomical observations too. So these are the various kinds of pollution, environmental pollutions. Next is causes of environmental pollution. So most pollution is caused by the human activities, as earlier we have discussed, due to industrialization, due to the emission of gases, due to the various activities done by the human. The pollution is caused by human activities. Combustion of fossil fuels, that is the coal, crude oil and natural gases. Vehicles and power plants releases hazardous gases like carbon monoxide and sulfur dioxide. Third is industrial effluents. Factories dump toxic chemicals and waste into air and water. So this is one of the reason which cause the environmental pollution. Then next is agricultural activities. So excessive use of fertilizers and pesticides enter into soil and waterways. The agricultural sector produces at least 23% of global greenhouse gas emissions. So agricultural activities are also responsible to cause environmental pollution. So waste disposal is one of the aspect, and improper dumping of household and industrial solid waste, particularly plastics, are the big issue before the environmental protection. Then six is deforestation. So felling trees decreases air quality, as we all know. So forest deforestation is one of the reason, one of the cause relating to environmental pollution. Next is effects of environmental pollution. So human health hazards which causes respiratory diseases, asthma, bronchitis, cardiovascular issues and diseases from contaminated water, for example diarrhea. So second thing is ecological imbalance happen due to environmental pollution. So destruction of ecosystems and loss of biodiversity is the reason because of environmental. These are the impact of environmental pollution on the earth. Third is climate change. So the environmental pollution automatically increases the climate change and responsible for the climate change and global warming also. It increase greenhouse gases which going to lead to global warming too. Next is acid rain, which caused by air pollutants like and which damage plants and aquatic life. Next is soil fertility loss. Pollutants kill beneficial microorganisms, reducing agricultural yield. So these are the various effects of environmental pollution on our ecosystem. Next is so there shall be controlling measures also to stop, to reduce the environment pollution in India. So the controlling measures shall be: first, the industrial pollution control shall be done. Proper waste treatment before disposal shall be governed by each industry in India. Second, switch to clean energy. So using renewable energy sources like solar or wind power will automatically switch our environment to clean energy. Then third will be the waste management. So adopting the 3R approach, that is reduce, reuse and recycle, automatically the impact will be towards the protection of environment rather creating environment pollution. Fourth will be afforestation. So planting of tree is the best option to reduce environmental pollution. So planting trees to absorb CO2 and improve the air quality. Fifth is policy and regulation. So governments must implement strict environmental regulations to limit emissions, control waste and promote sustainable practices. Implementing strict vehicle emission standards and supporting the national clean air program. So this is the effective a step shall be taken by the government relating to policy and regulation, and its implementation shall be in a stringent way. Sixth is public awareness and education. So automatically by way of education and by way of awareness program, we have to make aware people regarding the environment pollution. And last will be the international cooperation. So the world is facing the climate change problem, then the global warming we are facing. So it will be better to have the international cooperation to deal with the environment pollution cases. So these will be the points you have to cover in your question relating to environmental pollution, causes, effect, as well as the controlling mechanism. And at last you have to write down the conclusion, how we have to take step forward for the protection of environment and how we are going to reduce the environment pollutions by way of taking various controlling mechanism. So that will be your answer relating to your question. I hope you have understood all concept relating to this first question. We will meet soon with next two questions in our next video. Thank you. Have a nice day.